Now, did you know I started doing these best movies of the year list in 2013? This is the 12th time of me doing this video, and every single time, I get excited. Now, this year, I gotta look a little fancy because there was a lot of good movies this year. I saw over 150 movies this year. That's a lot of movies. Honestly, too much for me. But guess what? I didn't see every single movie. And you're also clicking on my top 10 best movies of the year. And we're probably going to have different lists, different rankings, or just entirely different movies. I want to hear your list down below respectfully, okay? We don't have to be mean. It's just movies. It's a ranking video. These are fun videos to do, and I'm really excited to do it. But just know, this is my list. So, with all that said, let's get into my top 10 favorite movies of 2025. And just like every year, I do have some honorable mentions. I have 5 movies I want to give just a shout out to because they're good movies. They didn't just quite make my top 10, okay? So, number 5, The Life of Chuck. Number 4, Predator Badlands. Number 3, Companion. Number 2, Wicked for Good. And my last honorable mention, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. All 5 of those movies are worth watching. They didn't just quite make my top 10, but definitely watch them. Starting with the 10th spot is always so hard because you feel like the last movie on the list is your least favorite. No, these 10 movies I love in different ways, and that is why my number 10 is gonna be Oh Hi. I love this movie. Big love this movie. This is a movie that really hit me on a different level due to its performances, the dialogue, and the themes it's trying to say. I actually rewatched it recently, and the reason why I dropped it just a little down on my list, because for a while, this was in my top 3. At one point, it was considered my favorite movie of the year, but it is a personal movie. This is a movie I don't know if I'm going to rewatch as much, but I really enjoyed my first time experience watching it, and then rewatching it, it just hits me on different levels. Like, this is a movie I want to show certain people in my life. I want to have these conversations, and it's due to this movie, and I absolutely loved it. Now, coming in at number 9, if you've watched my channel, then you know the horror genre is my favorite. And this one has kind of just gone under the rug a little bit. Not a lot of people are bringing it up at the end of the year. My number 9, Bring Her Back. I don't know if I like it more than Talk to Me, but on this recent rewatch, this movie is so fucked up in the best way possible. The practical makeup effects are amazing. This dark, dark story is just so interesting to me. Dealing with these family deaths that honestly can be brought back to life in a despicable way, and obviously our lead performance is just amazing. Everyone in this movie is just outstanding. I think this movie is kind of just, like I said, it's underrated at this point. People are kind of forgetting about it. This is easily one of my favorite horror movies of the year, and at the end of the year, I had to be able to put this movie on my list somewhere. Alright, so before going into my number 8, I want to make this very clear. This is my list. Just always remember that. And if you have a problem with our main actress, that is your opinion. Me personally, number 8 is Christy. I really like this movie. I like the entire sports drama element in the first 2 acts, and in the 3rd act is my favorite part. It becomes an eternal, dark story about a really fucked up relationship with Sydney Sweeney and Ben Foster. Both of them, in my opinion, are being snubbed for award season. I think Ben Foster is despicable in the best way possible. And like I said, Sydney Sweeney has a lot of bad conversations around her. Besides her movies, this movie should be her Oscar-nominated movie, in my personal opinion. She is amazing in this movie. I love the story. I was never bored in this movie. Yes, it has sports cliches in the first beginning and middle act, but by the end, I was enthralled, and to know this is a true story about the real female boxer, Christy, it just made it even better for me. This is a movie that stuck with me. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to share it with a lot of people to let them know Sydney Sweeney is a great actress. Now, with the 7th movie, this one really just stuck with me. Ever since I saw it, it's just in my head. I think about how good it is. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to do a rewatch of this movie, but I can tell you my number 7 is Hamnet. This is easily my favorite Chloe Zhao movie. I think Jessie Buckley gives the best actress performance of the year. I think she should be awarded the Oscar in the spring. But with this movie, the story of Shakespeare and his creation of Hamlet, as a person that did take theater for 4 years in high school, I know a lot about William Shakespeare. And to see this movie tell a lot of perspective on the wife, on the family, I was engaged with the beautiful cinematography, the great direction, Paul Mescal, Jessie Buckley, all the performances. This movie stuck with me, and by the end of the movie, everyone in my theater was crying. Not me personally, but it's one of those movies. It's gonna make you cry, but it damn is a good movie. Once again, I am a horror fan, and this movie was just so much fun to watch. That is Together. I really like this movie, and to watch it with my parents, and they said that was something different, and they really liked this movie. Dave Franco, Allison Brie, they have amazing chemistry, obviously real life couple in real life. The movie gets fucked up in the best way possible, while also being a movie that you can laugh at. There are funny scenes. Then there's really fucked up scenes, intense scenes, and amazing practical makeup effects with some wonky CGI towards the end. But it's a movie I just had a lot of fun with. This is really my horror heart coming out and saying I need to put this on my list somewhere because I had so much fun with it, and rewatching it on 4K, it had to be in this list. Okay, so we got a big one at number 5. This is going to be people's number 1 across many platforms, and it might win Best Picture. So my number 5 is One Battle After Another. Now, I have watched this movie twice since seeing it in theaters, and it's still a very good movie. I do still say, before the movie flashes forward to Chase Infinity and her plotline, I do think the movie just is a little bit slow and it's setting a lot of stuff up. But it's needed. And once it flashed forward from that point to the end of the movie, it's fantastic. The score, the performances by everyone seems to be nominated for an Oscar for this movie, it seems, and obviously the amazing cinematography, the great direction. Obviously, Boogie Nights is one of my favorite movies ever, so for this movie to be now considered his masterpiece, that's a lot to say. I still might say Boogie Nights, but One Battle After Another is going to walk away with some awards this Oscar season, and I think it truly needs to be on a lot of top 10 lists. It's just not my number 1. And the title to Most Underrated Movie of the Year goes to my number 4. A movie that I don't see anyone talking about, and when they do, they bring up one conversation like we talked about earlier in this list. Number 4 is Americana. Sydney Sweeney in this movie is amazing. I loved the story of this movie. Now, yes, people are going to instantly say it's a Quentin Tarantino ripoff movie. I see that. But guess what? I love the movie Bad Time at El Royale. That's basically a ripoff of Tarantino. I love that movie. I love this movie. This to me is like Fargo meets No Country for Old Men. I love the overall character story arcs we get in this movie. The action, the ending that honestly makes me tear up due to the performances from our main leads. I love the actual engagement in the story. Yes, I do have a little bit of issue on how it's told out of order, but that is a small nitpick because I watched it recently. And I just love this story. I love the characters. I love the performances. I love the music. It feels like a Quentin Tarantino movie, not directed by Tarantino, which, again, people might have problems with, but ever since I saw it in theaters, I enjoyed it, and then watching on rewatch, it made sure to be in my top 5. Like, this was a movie that I can't wait to watch again with my family. Now we are entering the top 3, and all 3 of these movies, it was hard, honestly. Like, these 3 movies were number 1 days ago, maybe even hours ago. But number 3, probably a lot of people's favorite horror movie of the year, and I see why. Number 3 is Weapons. I loved this movie. I am a huge fan of Barbarian, and this movie continues the creativity that Zach Cregger is doing in the horror genre. I love all the performances in this movie. Josh Brolin is so underrated in this movie on this recent rewatch I did, and just seeing the beautiful cinematography It's inspiring. I love the coloring in this movie. I love the plot always moving forward, keeping you intrigued. Yes, there are times where obviously when it changes perspectives, it's a big halt in the movie. But when you watch it again, you start to pick up on little things, little details, and the filmmaking, the creativity behind this movie is awesome. I love it, and it definitely has some of my favorite movie theater experience of the year. Obviously, when the woman has the scissors in the car, what a theater crowd I was in, because man, they love that scene. Weapons is in my top 3, and there's going to be some days in the future where this is my favorite movie of 2025. I think Zach Cregger has made a staple in the horror genre, and I cannot wait to see what he does next. With my second place movie, it really might be recency bias, because this movie came out very recently, and my mind is just glued to this movie currently, and I saw it again the other day in a theater, and I was like, yeah, this is my number 2 or my number 1 at some point, but it's Marty Supreme. This movie's awesome. If you're a fan of Uncut Gems, you're going to love this movie. I think Timothée Chalamet gives easily the best actor performance of the year. I love the story of just him as a person that loves like sport drama and everything. Yes, this movie's not the definition of a sports drama, but the style of, hey, he is a competitor, he needs to go play ping pong, he's going to do whatever he can to get money, to get on the airplane, to go do this championship. And I love the style of this movie. The editing is amazing. The cinematography, the film look of it, and just like I said, the movie always kept me engaged. Yes, recency bias. I just saw this movie a week ago, and I saw it earlier in December at an early screening. So it is at number 2 because I love this movie. It would have been in my top 5 easily, but maybe recency bias maybe put it too high. We'll know in time, but right now, Marty Supreme, number 2. Here we are, number 1. What is number 1 of 2025? When I saw this in theaters, I had a pretty good idea this is going to be in my top 3, maybe number 1. And then I watched it again, and again, and then I watched it again recently. And it's number 1. My mind was like, this is the best movie of 2025. And if you know me, if you know I'm a big horror fan, this shouldn't come as a shock. Number 1, my favorite movie of 2025 is Sinners. I know a lot of you are going to be like, that is a basic answer. This movie's overrated. That's your opinion. Me personally, this was the best movie of the year. And it's amazing. Every time I watch it, it's inspiring. Like, this movie to me is something that I watch and I want to create. I want to make movies. And just for this to be a big studio release movie and for it to be so creative in just music, acting, the horror genre, anything about this movie, the themes that Ryan Coogler is doing in this movie, and obviously, the oneer in this movie, that alone wins Best Song and Best Cinematography this year, in my opinion. Sinners was the most creative movie I've seen this year that honestly stood out to where I took away from it. I'm inspired by this movie. And like I said, I'm a big horror fan. And my favorite subgenre in horror is vampires. Do I wish there was more vampires in this movie? Yeah, but man, for 2 hours and 15 minutes of this movie, I was glued seeing in IMAX multiple times, watching on 4K. This is my favorite movie of the year, and it's going to be a lot of people's favorite movie of the year. But guess what? It's just that damn good. Thank you all for watching me for another year of movie reviews. This was a very good year. I hope you guys enjoyed my top 10 best movies of the year list. Like I said, I want to know your favorite movies of the year. Leave a comment down below. What is your favorite movie of the year? What movie surprised you? What movie can you not stop watching? And what did you think about my list? Again, respectfully. And like that, as always said, the best list is always fun to do. But the more fun list is the top 10 worst. You can expect that video tomorrow. Ooh, boy, that's going to be a fun list. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.